Always a fun motivating factor.
Mm, definitely.
Alright, so in the top right hand side, we do have TzK. Came second in last month's tournament, so really expecting strong play from him again. And do you want to just introduce our player in the bottom left?
The bottom left in the blue trunks, we've got Frost, who don't know what to say about him. Frost.
Frost, not quite so much a known player, but he's been around quite a lot. He's been training really hard for this tournament, actually. I think he's actually nearly got like 150 games since he started training.
That's pretty
And
good.
House going down quickly here, so expecting an early aggression build out of him.
Yeah, he's going to be making a barracks. That's normally what a house means. And from TzK to what's your preferred pronunciation of TzK?
I tend to call him TzK. So
TzK.
Zatanno, you can call him Tizk if you want. I've never actually asked him how he has it.
Um, mm,
I assume yours is Veni, by the way, as opposed to
yeah,
Veni,
Benny.
or okay, cool.
So, what do you make of barracks first against barracks first?
It kind of comes down to the micro, really, and also who. Some people like to get it as a sort of a safe opening, whereas some people like to go aggressive with it. So we'll see how it plays out. It's an interesting matchup, I think. It's
I think it's quite frustrating to play, to be honest, because
that's
I feel like it's really hard to know what they're doing as well as having a racks first.
yeah,
Like you don't know, it's can be hard to see whether they're expanding or going like two racks. I
yeah,
think. I mean, you can hide an SCV, a worker, sorry, but I don't know. It's a bit.
yeah.
It can be hard, I think, to know exactly what's going on behind once the rifleman comes out and denies your worker scout.
Yeah, but that's pretty staple of RTS games though to have strategies that deny scouting, but
Yeah,
in a way that also reveals something that you don't want
and
workers
see, we've
getting
got
in.
a second barracks from Frost.
Yeah, so unless
I,
TZK throws down a tower or a second barracks, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble there once these barracks start producing.
I don't like how Frost has just made it in his base. To be honest, if I was going two racks, I'd definitely want to hide the second one.
Yeah, Frost is a player who I've not
I
seen so
wouldn't
much
want.
Sim City from, not so much sort of intelligent building placement, which we do see a bit more from some players.
I would
But
have.
it's
I
fair
don't know.
enough.
If it was me, I would have made it right outside the natural, just behind the bushes or somewhere, just so they can't see.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And he's going sold. He's going soldier first,
Uh,
which
Frost is. Yeah.
Frost is. Yeah. So soldiers are good at killing towers, but very bad at killing riflemen.
Uh, they do poorly against Riflemen unless the player is able to hover micro. If they can hover micro consistently, then
What's hover micro?
okay. So as of patch 1.8, JBS changed the way that soldier attacks work. They essentially get a small
Yeah.
delay after the hit, and if microed properly, you can essentially override it. And normally soldiers have that delay where they stand still and the rifleman gets to run away. Hover Micro
Mm.
removes that. You stay right on top of them and you don't fall behind while attacking. It's
Oh,
very hard to do though.
I'm gonna have to try that out.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit sort of cropping up in tournament play, but it is very difficult to sort of consistently do. So
Mm.
Forge actually coming up here from TZK before throwing down a second barracks or an expand.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think that's. I don't know. I don't want to say bad, but he's just gonna have no units. Like riflemen are good against soldiers, but only in equal numbers. Otherwise, the soldiers just overrun them.
Yep, we're seeing yet more soldiers coming out here from Frost. So
Soldier rifleman. That's interesting.
yeah, it's he is going to
Mm.
keep him on the back foot a bit. He's not going to know what's coming up from behind him.
Did TzK see the second max?
Yeah, he
Maybe he
scattered it
saw.
building.
Maybe he thinks it's a cancel, or maybe he's just going to make a tower now and expand. I don't know.
Well, they've played each other a lot. Like I see them playing pretty much every day, so there's a good chance that he just knows each other's style.
They could be
There may
trying to
be
metagame
something
each
else
other.
going on here.
Or maybe now TZK is making a second barracks. Surely you can't just go one barracks, one forge off one base.
He's trying to make it work.
I
Yeah,
feel like
I definitely
Frost is just going
question
to
this
attack
hold.
with double the units, though.
Yeah,
Like an extra +1 damage isn't going to help when as many soldiers, as many rifles as you got. Oh, this isn't good. Keep the soldiers close to the riflemen.
yeah.
But
The actual gold worth of getting that +1, by the way, is equivalent to quite a lot of soldiers. I can't remember the exact numbers, but
it's
it's
150 and another 100 in it, and
yeah,
then however much money time it is, which is
yeah. But to have the damage be worth more than the units you could produce from the cost, it needs to be something like 14, 15, I think. And workers
I
are
don't
going to
like
get
how
pulled here.
yeah, I don't like how Frost shouldn't attack it while it's still fairly even units. If you gave it another 2 minutes or something, he'd have a lot more extra production rounds for his barracks, and he's fighting into the defense advantage with the workers here that can be microed back to the line. So it's just going to trade away a lot of units without killing virtually anything. And then after this, the unit count will be fairly similar.
Yeah, so that's going to reset the get. Okay, Frost just GG'd. So that was slightly unexpected, and an odd game there.
Nice and short. I wouldn't say it was quite GG, but
No, but
Frost does like to do that.
yeah, I have to say that is Frost.
Mm. I think Frost was still in a decent spot because I don't like TzK's build. I don't think that was a very good build.
Yeah, I think he was all right there, but maybe he just didn't know what was coming up behind it, or I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, it must feel frustrating to attack into 1 rack's worth of units with the 2 racks and just lose all your units. That must not
Yeah,
feel too good.
I mean, he probably saw the forge. Maybe he thought that it was sort of further along than it was.
Maybe. What's the next map?
Just waiting for that now.
I was quite disappointed with the map pool that me and Jibs ended up playing on, to be honest. All the big, interesting maps got vetoed, and we ended up just playing on the small, fairly standard, boring maps, I think.
Yeah,
So, Sejong was still in there, which was good, but I think big maps are like winter. Like, I've played a lot of games in winter, and I really like that map.
yeah, I like winter.
And I think a game on winter would have been nice, but I don't know. Maybe I think it might be. I think the map pool might be too big, possibly because you end up vetoing all the ones you've not played,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
once both people have done that, you end up with a small set of like Lava Bridge and Steps of War.
yeah. Well, part of that will just be sort of tournament experience, getting used to the new map pool. We're going to be on King Sejong Station here.
Okay.
So Frost and Blue, that's fine. Um, and we will sort of be taking a look at the map pool for next time, because obviously some maps get vetoed just a lot as players haven't played them. But tournament's just going to have some of those where players don't like certain maps. All right, we're going to go into this straight away. Do you want to
And
introduce the
now
player in the top left-hand
in the
side?
top in the top left, in the top left in red again, we've got TzK, and in the bottom right in blue again, it's Frost.
All right. What sort of mix-ups do you expect from these players based on last game? Do you think they're going to run the same builds again, or?
I see no reason for TzK not to. I don't think Frost will do the same thing. Not only because it didn't work, but because I think this is a much bigger map, and the distance to walk from your base to their base with the 2 racks that was made in your base, I think that is just too long, far too long for 2 racks to work.
Oh,
And the natural is very like wallable, SimCityable.
yeah. So Frost actually changes up and goes for a 6 expand.
Which is too early.
Only slightly. It's almost a Tanner's expand, but not quite. We've not seen anything out of TzK yet. TzK actually going up to need 350 gold. You have quite a loud keyboard, just to let you know.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh, it's alright. TzK going for a very, very late house. I'm not sure what TzK is doing.
Is it late? I wasn't really watching.
He threw it down at about a minute 10, and he was floating about 350 gold. So there's no, if you're going to go for a house, there's no reason for it to be that late, really.
But yeah, previously this map had a spawn imbalance, I think. Oh, actually, is mine gold the same? But yeah, on this map it used to be that the person who spawned in top, their CC was closer to the their castle was closer to the money,
Oh, fair enough.
so they
Yeah,
would mine this.
I think there's a similar bug on Crossfire at the moment. It's not being quite fixed.
But apparently that's fixed now, which is good.
Yeah, it happens. At the moment, it's quite difficult to precisely tell in the editor. But that's fine. That's coming. JBS is working hard on that. And TzK is coming up with the barracks here. Maybe he's going for a second barracks. He's on nearly 200 gold.
Yeah, possibly. I think it's just going to expand though, which I don't really like against. You get quite behind, I think.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of follow-up you do with just a barracks first. Actually, no, is he? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see what he's making.
Well, TzK spots the tower in the natural here. He knows that he's not really going to be able to put any pressure on. I don't know if it's worth cancelling the barracks, but it's not really worth building many units. You can't really do much more than soft contain here with a tower up.
Yeah. So TzK is going for an expansion, it does seem like.
Yep, there we go. Expand. So, despite his previous tournament showing, surprisingly weak plays here, I personally think, here from TzK. I'm not really a fan of these builds.
Me neither, but a lot can be said for being unpredictable.
Yeah, that is true.
I think Gibbs is pretty good at that too. Actually, no, I don't. I'm going to call him out on that. He's really, I think he only does a few things, Gibbs, and he's quite predictable, I think. So even though he's going Proxirax, he's done that build against me a lot of times.
Yeah.
Just like Proxirax and into Proxy Catapult or something.
Yeah. Well, part of that is, it's fair enough. There's only, with so few players, you've only got time to sort of cement a certain amount of builds. So
yeah.
But it's nice to see a wide variety coming out from players.
Sorry for my loud keyboard again.
It happens.
So we didn't see any dragons in me against Gibbs. I tried to veto all the dragon maps.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I've not played as much with dragons. Not enough to really know which ones are dragon maps yet, although I guess they're just more open.
Secret Garden mainly. And the big ones, Secret Garden and Winter, I'd say are good dragon maps.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because Winter, just because it's so big, and Secret Garden because 90% of the map is dead space and trees that you can't walk on.
Yeah. What did you think of actually the Owen match on Winter with dragons?
I don't think I saw it.
I did not. Oh, that's fair enough. Sorry, I'm used to casting with a Tano who tends to watch them with me, so. Alright, so Frost actually throwing down the barracks out here in the front. It is a little bit vulnerable.
Pretty bad barracks placement. Could make it on the inside of his tower.
Yeah. But we've said before, that is, despite his other play, that is one of his weaknesses. He doesn't always take his building placement into account. But the Rifleman won't be able to do a huge amount just yet.
Yeah. I mean, they'll poke at it. But it's going to get annoying. If it was me, I'd have cancelled that already because he opened racks first, so he's